Hi there, good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Soterion Tech Series podcast, a short form series that we're running in the Soterion podcasts channel, where we'll be exploring SAP technical elements that all form part of authorization and security management. In today's session, what we'll be going through is how to create an SAP Fiori catalog or custom catalog in order to provide your users with access to specific SAP Fiori apps, tiles, or target mappings. Right. So in order to demonstrate the creation of a SAP Fiori catalog or custom catalog, what I've done is taken us through to SAP here. We're going to make use of the Fiori Content Manager, transaction code /UI2 /FLPCM _cust. So that is in the customizing scope of SAP, where we can create our own catalogs in the customer or client namespace. So we'll first head over to this transaction. It does typically take a few moments to load and get all of our catalog information. So we'll navigate over to the transaction code just by using the quick menu here. Looks like I spelled that wrong. We'll see it pulling up our content, and then we can get started. All right, so what we have here in terms of the transaction code itself is just a dashboard of all the available catalogs in the SAP system. So we have our, this is basically just a list of catalogs. We've got our SAP business catalogs. So those are your SAP standard business catalogs showing here. You'll also see that's indicated by the abbreviation BC for business catalog. You'll also have your SAP technical catalogs, and those will play a role in our custom catalog creations later on. They are effectively just larger groupings of SAP Fiori applications that are perhaps specific to a specific business process. Right. So we're wanting to create our own custom catalog for the purpose of demonstration today. So what we'll do is create our own catalog. So I'm going to create a Z catalog for today's demo, right? And we'll give it a title. Once that catalog is created, we are going to have to assign that to a customizing request or a transport, right? Transport request. So we'll add it as such. Once we've done that, our catalog is created and available for use. We're then going to head over to the SAP Fiori App Library, where what we are going to do is now search for a specific Fiori app that has been requested for implementation in the system. Today's demonstration, we're going to use purchase orders or apps that are responsible for assisting in processing of purchase orders in Fiori. That's the example. Right, so we're going to take our manage purchase orders version 2 creation over here. We will see our Fiori app ID here. So we can either use a generic search term to find all apps related to a specific, search term, or we can use the explicit Fiori app ID as our search criteria to get a more refined search result. What we're seeing here is the application name, so manage purchase orders version 2, right? This is the business role that through the SAP standard roles, the app is made available for, right? This is an important step when using the Fiori App Library, where we select the type of SAP installation that we've got. So currently on an on-premise demonstration environment, but there is public cloud available as well. Another important step here would be to select your current Fiori release version. So we know we are on Fiori 2023. FPSO1 in our environment, you'll select that. And then under implementation information, we will get all of the relevant configuration and implementation information that is required for the specific SAP. As far as installation goes, you will see all the required backend and front-end components of the SAP installation. But when creating custom catalogs, we're more worried about our configuration step over here. So a big concept when creating custom Fiori catalogs is taking references from SAP standard technical catalogs or business catalogs. That means that you're taking target mappings and tiles from a pre-existing SAP standard catalog. In most cases, SAP will recommend that you use the technical catalogs as your reference, meaning that whenever SAP might push an update to a certain target mapping or Fiori app as a result of an SAP patch, we receive the necessary updates in our custom catalogs as well, by means of a reference in our custom catalog to the origin of those Fiori components. So what we're looking for here is the technical catalog ID. So we've got our procurement catalog from SAP, indicated by that TC abbreviation there. We're going to come back into SAP and search for our technical catalog. Once we select that catalog, we're going to be able to search or identify all of the SAP Fiori apps by their IDs or by their titles, etc. And then the tiles and target mappings that are the technical components that sit underneath these Fiori apps. What I'm going to do, just for sake of getting to what we need easily, set a filter here in this table for our app ID. I've identified here the tiles and target mappings that are required or that sit behind this Fiori app ID. You might get certain parameters within certain apps that might change the way a tile looks, or perhaps parameters that change the way a certain app starts. For example, with certain filters or criteria that are made available with that variation of a certain tile or target mapping. That's why we're seeing multiple line items here with the same Fiori app ID. You can see them calling on different semantic objects and actions. Typically, I will take the ones that are most appropriate for the context of the request for the app being implemented. In this case, I want the top 2 line items here. I'm going to add these tiles and target mappings, the selected line items, to another catalog. I'm going to search for the new catalog that we just created. I'm going to select Add Tile and Target Mapping References. And we'll see that we now navigate to our new catalog. We see that catalog content now contains the tile and target mappings that we intended to add into this Fiori custom catalog. All right, just one last step within this transaction that I would recommend everyone takes when creating custom catalogs and adding tiles and target mappings to them. To make use of the services drop down over here to check and show services. So what this does, we'll check all the underlying OData services and ICF nodes that sit behind our Fiori target mappings and indicate whether those are all active, present in the environment, which will save us a lot of troubleshooting later on, meaning that all of the navigation intents, all of the OData is readily available to make this app usable in the system. If any of these are inactive or certain services haven't yet been added to the system, we have a high risk of end users making use of this application down the line and not being able to execute certain functionality in the system. So our role when creating this catalog is just to ensure that everything is currently active. We can see, yes, that all of our OData and ICF nodes are currently active in the system. So we need no further action than there. And now our catalog is ready and available to take into further steps of Fiori customization process in terms of adding certain tiles to Fiori spaces and pages, adding this catalog to a specific SAP role in order to provide our end users with access to these target mappings and the overlying Fiori application. But fairly straightforward in terms of creating that catalog. In our next session, what we'll do is take it a step further and move on to SAP Fiori spaces and pages, how we create them, how we administrate them, and how we get these applications in front of our end user by means of their user experience. Thank you very much for joining us in today's episode. I hope to see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.